Wildinger down on the sideline. Brian, what do you got?
I tell you what, you're going to see a real contrast in styles out here today, Sam. Tony Dungy has built his resume on defense, and that's what he's done here. He's built an elite defense, and they were suffocating a week ago against the Giants. On the other side, Andy Reid, a disciple of the West Coast offense, and they got things going a week ago. They scored more points than they did in any game last week. But you know what? Both teams are 0-1. Both teams needs a win. We'll see what system wins out. Sam, back up to you.
Thanks, Brian. David Akers kicks off, and it's coming down to Jacquez Green at the 4. Cuts it outside, and he's got a hole. Green is tripped up. Brought down by Barry Gardner, the rookie out of Northwestern. Good tackle up to 33. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have never had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Trent Dilfer, and this is an important game for him. He needs a bounce-back game after throwing 3 interceptions last week. Tony Mayberry continues his consecutive game streaks, 130 consecutive for the big center. Jacquez Green starts in place of the injured Riddell Anthony. Dave Moore is the tight end. Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott the running backs. We'll see a lot of Yo Murphy as well making his NFL debut today. Up the middle comes Warwick Dunn, and he's stopped. No gain. Good job by the Eagles defense, led by number 79, Greg Jefferson, in on the tackle. And here's the front 4. Hugh Douglas, Steve Martin starting for the injured Bill Johnson, second week in a row. Hollis Thomas and Greg Jefferson. The linebackers, Jeremiah Trotter, second-year man, starting only his second NFL game. He looked good last week. And the deep backs, Al Harris, former Tampa Bay Buck at one corner, Troy Vincent the other side. Halkin Dawkins are the safeties. Dawkins okay after he suffered an eye injury last week. Dilfer on second down, missed. Threw it wide of the tight end, Dave Moore.
You know, as inconsistent as Trent Dilfer's been in his 6 years, the one consistent thing he does, Sam, is he always bounces back. He's resilient in the fact that everybody gets on him, everybody gets down on him. He's always thought of, oh, they got to get rid of him, they got to move on. Then he always comes back. Last week was a disaster for him. Now, this week is usually the week. He shrugs it off and comes back strong.
4 wide receivers in for Tampa Bay, including number 88, Yo Murphy, making his NFL debut. Out of the shotgun. 3rd and 9. Dilfer gets time, and he completes it to Jacquez Green for a first down up at the 47-yard line. And they talked about wanting to go to Jacquez Green over the middle.
Well, if somebody draping around his jersey.
Now Patrick Hape, a tight end, is in at fullback in the I formation. He leads the way for Mike Allstott, who crosses midfield and is now around the 49-yard line.
And for the Bucs, one of the things that's what they've got to stick with.
2nd and 5. Mike Allstott's dead. We saw him here.
He said there's only one A train, and it's in Tampa.
2 wides, 2 tights. Flag goes down. Allstott pulls his way to the 46-yard line of the Eagles.
Well, it looks like Dilfer was working that hard count a little bit, and he drew Steve Martin into the neutral zone. We'll see if Tampa didn't move first, but I believe it was Steve Martin, 91 for the Eagles, that jumped in the neutral zone.
Offside, 91 defense, 5 yards, repeat 2nd down.
You got it called right. There is Andy Reid, the new head coach. There's Steve Martin, the man who was called for the offside. And Andy Reid actually recruited Steve Martin to the University of Missouri.
While I was there, it was this last guy he signed. Those college coaches know everybody they signed.
There goes Allstott. Nothing there. Good job by the Eagles front. Comes up still a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
You know, Tampa Bay's doing exactly what I anticipated them to do, Sam. Come into this game. Yeah, they opened up in 2 tight ends and ran right at the middle. Get back to what made you good. I think they left that a little bit in the preseason. Yeah, they got the shotgun in. Yes, they got 4 and 5 wide receivers in. But it's that running game of Allstott and Dunn that makes them good.
Had a look at defensive coordinator Jimmy Johnson of the Eagles. 3rd and 1, 3 tight ends in. Allstott carries, and it's close. He was pushed back. Greg Jefferson, number 79, leading the way again, but it looks like he got enough for a first down. He did. So they go power.
Yep, they had
first down with Allstott.
Sam, you're right. The power O. And watch, here's Allstott. He's power O. That's big personnel. We haven't seen much of Dunn in the backfield thus early.
Two tight ends in again. Hape is set as a fullback. Here comes Allstott on first down. Right up the middle. Big gainer for Allstott. Rumbles down to the 21-yard line. Brian Dawkins finally rode him down. That's a good run for Allstott.
I love to watch the big guy run. Hey, so much fun. Last week, he got his knee hyperextended a little bit in the play. He ran into the Giants defense, got his knee dinged. I asked him if he's open.
In. And here goes Allstott. He picked up 21 on the previous play. This time it's just a short gain to the 21-yard line. Good drive for the Bucs here. Big play was that third down pass to Jacquez Green, a 14-yarder for a first down.
Watch that they stack, and they're stacking the line of scrimmage, but they don't care. Even if they see 8, they feel they can run against it and pound.
5 carries, 29 yards for Mike Allstott. Warwick Dunn is now in at the top of the eye, and it's Dunn carrying. Drop down, short pickup. Good play by the middle linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter. Second-year man from Stephen F. Austin. Very impressive. Won the middle linebacker's job in training camp in a battle with Barry Gardner.
Now watch where they put him. They line him up real close to the line of scrimmage. Number 54, they have him attacking all the time. He says, they don't have me in this year's defense, in Jimmy Johnson's defense this year. They don't have me running sideline to sideline. They have me running downhill. It's like every play's a blitz.
Have to get to the 12-yard line for a first down. Bucs 2 for 2 on third downs thus far. Blitz coming. Don't forget, Schroeder complete to Bert Emanuel. Inside the 5, he goes in. Or did he step out of bounds? One official is standing on the sideline. It's a touchdown for Tampa Bay. Bert Emanuel stayed in bounds and goes in. And the Bucs, with a beautiful drive, take the opening kickoff and march in for the score. Out of the hold of Mark Royals. The kick is good. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have gotten off to a good back at the vet in Philadelphia, where the Bucs score on this good pass from Dilford Emanuel.
They're going to have
off is short, taken by Eric Bieniemy. Across the 20, cuts it back inside, gets up across the 30-yard line. The Eagles go on offense for the first time today. Trent Dilfer liked it. 66-yard drive to a touchdown. Some confidence.
I'm going to tell you, Trent Dilfer right now is the lightest guy in the stadium because he just had a ton of pressure taken off his back with that touchdown.
There are the Eagles on first down. Doug Peterson off the play fake. Kevin Turner out of the backfield. First down up near the 45-yard line. Derek Brooks made the tackle. And a good start for the Eagles. Doug Peterson made his first NFL start last week. 7-year man coming over from the Green Bay Packers. Brought over by Andy Reid, who was the quarterback's coach at Green Bay. Doug Brzezinski, the rookie, starting at left guard. Jeff Dallenbach starting at right guard. And Jermaine Mayberry moves from right guard to right tackle. Jed Weaver, rookie at tight end. Charles Johnson. Dietrich Gels with his second NFL start, using his speed.
And he's down on the field, Sam.
Oh, boy.
Now that's a position where they lost Torrance Small.
Gels, who started his career with the New England Patriots, had one start with them in '96, was acquired right after preseason ended last year. Didn't play much last season. Now Nate Brown, number 85, rookie out of North Carolina, 4th-round draft pick, is in the lineup. Number 82 is Damian Douglas, rookie out of California. And the all-time leading receiver there. And he gets the pass quickly. And he's pulled down up at the 48-yard line. Damian Douglas familiar with a West Coast offense. As for Tampa Bay, a look at their defense. The front, Steve White starts. He was hurt a little bit, had the foot sprain, but he's okay. Warren Sapp had a big game last week. Shelton Quarles makes his second NFL start. Jeff Gooch is out with a hamstring injury. Ronde Barber, Donnie Abraham at the corners. Damian Robinson, former Eagle, is at safety. Up the middle, Deuce Staley gets about a yard. Deuce Staley ran for 111 yards last week. And Dietrich Gels being checked out by the Eagle medical staff.
And that's their deep threat, Sam. That's the fastest guy of their wide receiving roster. You take him out of the mix, and it kind of limits what you can do downfield now.
Was an outstanding sprinter in college at the University of Pittsburgh. Your school. I had to get that in. You know that. Be a third down for the Eagles. They have to get to the. Didn't like what he saw, so he steps back and calls timeout.
Timeout. Philadelphia.
Will step out for a moment. With Tampa Bay leading 7-0. Against the Giants was just superb. Held them to just 107 yards and only 4 first downs.
That's amazing. Look at the third downs, 13 of 14 stops. That means the Giants only got 1 third down conversion. That's the best defensive performance I've ever seen. I talked to Herm Edwards, Monty Kiffin. They said they've never been around anything like that ever.
Here's 3rd and 6. The play fake by Peterson, being rushed by Ahanitu. He throws, and it's caught. A first down. And out of bounds at the 26-yard line, Charles Johnson. One of the things Andy Reid talked about was trying to get the ball to Johnson more this week. Charles Johnson, who came over from the Pittsburgh Steelers, signed as a free agent. Tight ends in for the Eagles on first down. Peterson in trouble. They've got him, and down he goes. Loss of about a yard on the play. Brad Culpepper and Warren Sapp.
Yeah, well, what a tandem those two are. You know, those two work hand in hand together. Now, Sapp gets all the credit all the time. But Culpepper's the unselfish guy that's in there doing all the dirty work. He actually was the guy that caused that sack. He was there first. He got the push. Peterson steps up. Sapp wraps up.
Sapp says Culpepper's the bright guy on the line. He gives him all the credit for the smarts.
He's in law school.
There you go. 2nd and 11. Deuce Staley the lone setback. He's got it up the middle. Bounced off of Hardy Nickerson. Then he swarmed down close to the 21-yard line.
You know how they work together. When I'm talking about they work on a cock on the center, and he draws that guard and center block, and Sapp gets a two-way go, getting the inside lane a lot. Now, if they favor Sapp's side, the center comes over to help out the guard, then Culpepper has to beat the guard in the A-gap.
Eagles have to get to the 16 for a first down. Buck showing blitz, and Peterson checks off. Here they come. Peterson gets rid of it, incomplete. Big-time pressure on Doug Peterson.
They brought everybody. Every gap was covered on the line of scrimmage. And I'll tell you, actually, Doug Peterson did a nice job, and the offense did a nice job of not letting them get a hand on him quickly, especially right in the middle on the A-gap.
One of the all-time greats of the NFL, Norm Johnson, who was picked up a week before the end of training camp. 6th all-time leading scorer in NFL history. Will attempt a field goal from 39 yards out. Peterson the holder. It's on the way, and it's good. The Eagles answer back with a field goal. 5:29 to go, first quarter. The Eagles trailing the Tampa Bay Bucks 7-3. Ball coming down to Jacquez Green at the 2. Green looking for an opening. Swings it wide. Picking up a block, and then he's ridden out of bounds by Rashard Cook. A flag goes down. He was ridden out at the 25-yard line. Well, the NFL season rolling along, and the baseball season is winding up. You see the holding call behind Atlanta. Mets beat the Phillies up in New York last night. Atlanta lost. The Mets are 3 games ahead of Cincinnati in the race for the wild card. It's great stuff in the National League. The Bucks, after the holding call, move back to their own 15-yard line. Allstott and Dunn in the backfield. Here comes Warrick Dunn. Flag goes in. They stop the play.
Yeah, 2 flags down.
It's like a false start against the Bucks. Ron Blum, 15-year referee, in charge of today's game. A golf pro from Idaho.
Ball start, 83 offense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
That's the tight end Dave Moore. Tony Dungy, the head coach in his 4th year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was fined $10,000 for his criticism of referee Ed Hockley last week.
Didn't actually challenge 2 of them.
Back at the 10-yard line, 1st and 15. Jacquez Green in motion. couldn't stop. Good defensive charge. Leading the way, William Thomas, the 9-year veteran. Time for an update. Let's go to JB at the Fox Television Center.
Hey, Sam, and leading the way for Washington again, Brad Johnson. Pump, post down the middle. Steven Alexander set up a Stephen Davis touchdown run. Davis has added another. It's 14-0 Washington. Sam Rosen and the fitness trainer, Bill Moss.
Thanks, JB. JB looked great last night at the fight, didn't he? With a black tuxedo and a black shirt.
Had a little stud button going.
Warwick Dunn up to the 15-yard line. How about Washington finding holes in that Giants defense? And
that's
Brad Johnson looking good.
We saw that Giants defense last week. They wreaked havoc on Tampa's O. And it's tough to play the consistent, you know, and I think that's going to be the tough thing for the Bucs defense to do, Sam. When you set a standard like that and you have one of those career days, it's tough to come back and duplicate that.
Bucs have to get to the 25-yard line for a first down. 3 wide receivers in, and they'll work out of the shotgun. Oh, a bad snap. It happened last week. It happens again. It's a safety. Dilfer made the good play, batting it across the end line. Otherwise, it could have been a touchdown had the Eagles recovered.
This shotgun is new for them this year, Sam. Last week it happened again. This week it happened. He did not see it. His eyes were not looking at the ball. First half count, or whether they went on the sideline count, either or, Trent was not focused on the ball coming out from under center.
Royals on the free kick, punts it to Allen Rossum, juggles it at the 25. Rossum trying to get outside. Rondé Barber stays with him, and Rossum is down just across the 30-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline to Brian Baldinger.
Yeah, Sam, take a look at Dietrich Gels on the sideline making his first NFL start. He came off the field after he got rolled up by Kevin Turner, and they took the tape off the right ankle. They retaped it. Right now he's jogging on the sidelines, and he's waiting to see whether he can go back in or not. All right, Sam.
Thanks, Brian. Staley and Turner in the backfield for the Eagles. Peterson's last drive was 48 yards. Here's Turner, the fullback. Short gain on the play. Eagles had only 3 drives of 25 yards or more last week. Their longest was 59 yards. The drive for a field goal on their first series this game was 48 yards.
Well, that's the one thing that they didn't do last week well. And today they come out and they get a 48-yard drive. Last week their average drive was only 4 plays, Sam, at a minute 42. And they needed it in the second half. They couldn't sustain drives.
Charles Johnson shifting to the right side. Peterson gets rid of it, completes to Jed Weaver. And the ball is popped loose, and the Eagles recover it. Deuce Staley with an alert play to recover the fumble.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by Philadelphia.
Backs for the Bucs. Peterson on third down. Being rushed down he goes. Warren Sapp gets there.
And look who's on top of it. Sapp, Culpepper. The two of those guys together work hand in hand better than any other tackle tandem in the NFL.
Sapp had a sack last week. He shared the first sack earlier with Culpepper. I think this one he'll get on his own. He led the way.
Hold yourself.
Sean Landetta, a 15-year veteran, is back deep to punt for the Eagles. Good high kick. Taken at the 29 by Jaquez Green. He's tackled immediately. Excellent coverage on the play. Damian Douglas, the rookie, gets down the field and makes the tackle after a 48-yard punt. Game, John Harbaugh is a holdover from the Ray Rhodes regime, special teams coach. Bucs on offense. Quick pitch to Dave Moore, the tight end, up to the 40-yard line. Dilfer now 3 for 4 in passing.
Yeah, pretty good eyes by Dilfer here. The last time he didn't have the eyes on the shotgun, but watch, he sees the blitz by Darling, and so he throws the ball down here to David Moore, because David Moore's uncovered. Nice eyesight, nice adjustment by Dilfer.
2nd and 1. Allstott shifting. And Dunn carrying, spins, dives forward. Looks like he got enough for a first down. Time for another update. Back to the Fox Television Center to JB. Stephen Davis ran for 109 yards last week. What a run there.
Boy, that looked like an all-star run. One of those ones where you get stuck in a pile, you get the slow whistle, and then bounce outside and take off.
You see the numbers on Brad Johnson, 8 for 8. What a start for the Redskins. They got off to the great start last week, but gave up the lead late to Dallas. They're the competitive head coaches. On the left, Andy Reid. On the right, Tony Dungy. Andy Reid signed a 6-year.
Now with this whole NFL deal's about, Tony Dungy's been through it.
First down for the Bucs. Dunn breaks it outside. Nice moves by Warrick Dunn. And he's upended close to the Eagles' 45-yard line. Warrick Dunn, who rushed for over 1,000 yards last season.
This guy is fast, he's explosive, and he's...
Bucs at the Eagles' 45. Jacquez Green in motion. Here goes Dunn, led by Haight. Gets down close to the 40-yard line. Steve Martin, number 91, made the tackle. And we have come to the end of the first quarter. The Bucs scored a touchdown on the opening drive. The Eagles scored on a field goal and a safety. NFL Sunday continues after a message from Philadelphia. Hope you're enjoying the NFL on Fox. Tampa Bay Buccaneers take a 7-5 lead in the second quarter, as they have a 2nd down and 5 at the Eagles' 40-yard line. Running the ball well. Here's Warrick Dunn. William Thomas, number 51, did a good job and finally buried up close to the 40-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline of Brian Baldinger.
Yeah, hey, Sam, Bill, you know, on that shotgun snap, it's a silent count between Tony Mayberry and Trent Dilfer. And it's really on the center. What happens is Trent Dilfer actually lifts up his foot, and then Tony Mayberry, on the count already set in the huddle, on a silent 1 or 2, snaps the ball. It's up to Trent Dilfer to be able to hear it and then see it and feel it. He's looking off to the side where he has to concentrate on that ball. Sam?
Thank you, Brian. Here is 4 wide receivers for Tampa Bay. They've got to get to the 35-yard line for a first down. Dilfer being rushed. Oh, he's yanked down. Great play by Hugh Douglas. He just reached out with a big right arm, grabbed the jersey of Dilfer, and yanked him down.
Take a look at this, Russ. He's working on Paul.
Sacks last season. Royals punt way up there. There's a flag down. Rossum takes it on a fair catch at the 14-yard line. And we'll check out the flag, which is back near midfield. Well, the Eagles hanging in there with some big plays after the Bucs were getting a drive going.
Offside, 51 defense. Penalties decline. Timeout.
The offside is declined. The Eagles will take over at their own 14-yard line when we come back.
ヤードまで行ってますね。
そうですか、失礼しました。
だからまあまあ。
まあまあ飛んでたんですね。今飛んでましたから。
Their own 14-yard line. Charles Johnson takes the quick pitch from Doug Peterson, dives forward to the 20-yard line.
You know, Andy Reid comes into Philadelphia after being at, he was up at BYU in college. He was at Columbia, Missouri, the University of Missouri, Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, Wisconsin. All these nice little communities, Sam, and bang. Then he finds himself the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles here in Philadelphia. He comes in at 4:45 in the morning. There's a guy outside asking for a tryout.
You never know what you find when you come in that early.
In Philadelphia.
Deuce Staley. Derek Brooks with the first hit. Derek Brooks, who had 189 tackles last season, 2nd consecutive year he went to the Pro Bowl. He's got his master's degree in business communications.
And he's got his master's degree in fast weak side linebackers. That guy is, he's an unknown. Everyone knows that Derek Brooks ends up the year with a lot of tackles. But this is a guy that really makes that off defensive line better, because it's hard to scoop the defensive tackles and ends when you have to get to number 55.
On 3rd and 1, 2 tight ends in. And that should be enough for a first down. Completed to Luther Broughton, the man who was brought in from Carolina, who is quite familiar with this West Coast offense.
Well, he was down in Carolina, and the reason he's familiar with it is because Gil Haskell was down there. He was the offensive coordinator. He was up in Green Bay with Andy Reid. Same offense, same terminology. And if you look around at the roster moves that Andy's made, all these guys he's brought in have some kind of familiarity with the offense.
Johnson and Broughton go to the right side. They have two tight ends in with Jed Weaver as well. Peterson throws through the hands of Luther Broughton.
Well, you can know all the offensive you want, but you're still going to catch the ball when it's thrown to you.
Bill, explain what we hear so much terminology. West Coast offense, West Coast offense. Briefly, what is it?
You know, actually, it's a situation where it's just a pass-controlled offense. You know, you've seen a lot of these pass routes outside, and you want to get the ball to the receiver and have them have yards after the catch. It keeps the defense on its toes. You can do a lot of things from it from base personnel.
Two tight ends, two wideouts. Do Staley carrying, looking for an opening. There's none there. Lynch finishes off the play. Somebody's helmet popped off.
You know, Sam, you're talking about the West Coast offense. It's doing a lot of things. It's being a very versatile offense with base personnel on the field. That means you don't have to be running in 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. You can run a lot of things out of base personnel. Now, in order to do those things, you need key people, key positions. You need a fullback that can block, run, and catch. You need a tailback that can do the same. You need a tight end that's big enough to block on the line of scrimmage and control the middle of the field. You need fast receivers who can get yards after the catch.
3rd and 10. They have to get to the 35. Here's Turner. Picked up a block. Short of a first down as he's brought down at the 32. Brad Culpepper chased him down, number 77. Good defensive work by the Tampa Bay Bucks. Veteran Kevin Turner comes off.
I'll tell you what Andy Reid in this offense is doing, though. The Bucks did a nice job there, but they're keeping them on their toes. They're going left, they're going right, they're going screen, they're hitting it up the middle. They're mixing things up well, and you have to do that to keep the Bucks in check.
Landetta's second punt got some pressure. It's a good high kick. Fair catch waved for by Jacquez Green at the 33-yard line. 10:29 to go, second quarter. Bucks leading the Eagles 7-5. Before blitz coming, Warwick Gunn taken down. What a play Tim Houck made. The strong safety who finally got a chance to start last year in Indianapolis came over, signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles as a free agent this year.
Well, Timmy's been around. Watch him sneak up in here, line of scrimmage. See him cheating, and bang. Times it perfect, comes off the edge. Allstott takes on the backer, and their Hawk is unblocked. It's 1st and 10, Sam. They're in that I formation with the tight end. It's a great time to bring the strong safety up.
Loss of a yard on the play. Moore in motion. Two tight ends in. The play fake. Dilfer steps up and goes long. He's looking for Bert Emanuel. It's incomplete. A flag goes in. It could be Al Harris. Harris and Emanuel were battling for position along the sideline. Let's check out the interference call. It's on Al Harris, and that's his second miscue of the game.
And don't
Pass
forget,
interference, 31 defense. First down, Tampa Bay.
Al Harris made the problem last week. But what he does, watch, he cuts off Bert Emanuel. See him? He cuts off his route. He's got the arm bar across the chest. He's not playing the ball, Sam. He's not looking back at the ball. He's just trying to cut off his route. 2 new things that the NFL officials have clarified this year. He broke 2 of them.
Harris missed the tackle on the Bucks touchdown, and here 35-yard penalty, and the Bucks at the Eagles 32. Jacquez Green, the man in motion. Allstott is stopped for a loss. Good play inside by Hollis Thomas.
It's one thing, you know, when you're playing inside there, Sam, and you have all that mass of body in front of you with the offensive line, to be able to jump through the gap. Here comes Hollis Thomas. Watch him jump. He jumps through the guard and center gap, makes himself skinny, and that's a hard job to do when you're Hollis Thomas. He makes himself skinny, gets through there the seam, and makes a tackle to back up. That's when it's fun.
He's at 306. He's lost 20 or 25 pounds, but you can't call him skinny.
No, but he made himself skinny there.
2nd and 11. Dilfer looking to throw a screen. It's incomplete. looked like it never set up. It didn't look like Alstott looked for the ball.
Well,
turned and looked for the ball.
You're exactly right, Sam. He didn't turn and look for the ball because the timing wasn't there because James Darlings came on the blitz. James Darling was coming into Dilfer's face, made Dilfer throw the ball before Alstott had turned around and looked for it.
Here comes 3rd and 11. Bucks have to get to the 22-yard line for a first down. 4 wide receivers in for Tampa Bay, and they go out of the shotgun again. They're 3 for 5. Now they duck in as Dilfer changed the play. Looking. Incomplete. Try to get it quickly to Yo Murphy, but he dropped it. Yo Murphy making his NFL debut, dropped the pass.
Well, Trent thought he saw something there. He thought he could take advantage of the seams in it, but watch what happens. Bobby Taylor comes on the blitz on it. Number 21's off the slot. He's in the face, and Mamula's in the face. Makes him throw that ball errant. I'll tell you, that Yo Murphy should have caught that thing. That was there. Yo Murphy should have pulled that in, Sam.
Martin Gramatica was 2 for 2 last week. Tries from 51 yards. And they whistle it down. They went through with it. Pretty good kick, and he made a long shot.
Tampa, their first charge, team timeout.
The Bucks, something happened. It looked like Dave Moore raised up and called timeout.
I think the play clock was running down, Sam.
Okay.
I believe it was getting down there to 3 seconds, and Dave Moore didn't think the snap was going to get off on time, so he called a timeout.
30-second timeout.
Joe Marciano is the special NCAA history without a T.
They say at K-State that he's kicked him 77 yards in practice.
All right, so he tries again from 51. The kick is on the way, and it is good by a long shot. Wow. Man, has this guy got a leg. Martin Gramatica with a 51-yard field goal. The Bucks now lead it 10. The holder for the field goal was Mark Royals.
We'll
Check
take a
this
look
out,
at that
Bill.
field goal. Yeah, you take a look at it. There's only 10 guys on the field. You see the holder right here. He's signaling, look, we need one more. Who they need is an end right there. Here's the wingman. The back 5 yards, and he still would have made it.
And 35-yard pass interference on Al Harris really hurt. Gramatica's kickoff. Coming down to Allen Rossum at the 1. Rossum tried to burst through a hole, but he got hit by Al Singleton first and then was brought down on the play. Time for an NFL update. Let's go back to the Fox television.
Easy find, but the big tight end, David Sloan, 74 yards to pay dirt. Detroit has beaten Green Bay 5 of the last 6 in Detroit. Back to Gentleman Sam, man, Bill.
Oh, my goodness.
So
you know
much.
what? I don't know what's worse, them beating Green Bay or the fact that Jimmy Kimmel's right.
How about the Lions, who won last week? Off to a good start. Quick pass is complete to Damian Douglas. Damian Douglas, who played the West Coast offense at Cal. He played for Steve Mariucci. Then he went to Oakland. He was drafted by Oakland 4th round.
Gruden.
John Gruden was there. They cut him, and now he comes to Andy Reid.
Everybody Andy brings in offensively is going to know this offense some way or another. That's why Jeff Dellenbach's in here. 15 years. Guy was at his home on the beach just relaxing, missed training camp, but he played in Green Bay last year. He knew it.
The chase is on. Peterson gets rid of it. It's incomplete, out of bounds. Chidi Ahanatu with big pressure on Doug Peterson. Well, the big controversy here in Philadelphia is when will Donovan McNabb be the starting quarterback for the Eagles? The number
To it. You have to think and say, heck, in the last 4 seasons, 5 seasons, McNabb's probably played more football than Peterson. I'm sure he has. And so why not let him continue to grow? He's a young quarterback. That's one aspect of it.
3rd and a long one. The play fake. Peterson looking. And he throws deflected. Intercepted by John Lynch. He weaves his way, breaks a tackle, and Lynch is down at the Eagles' 33-yard line. Kevin Turner finally brought him down, but you hear the fan reaction.
And yeah, the boos come out early, and they're directed towards Peterson. And the second thing is, they're not going to put him in position, Sam. You're going to live and die with him.
As well as the Bucks defense played last week, they didn't get any turnovers. They've got one here. Dilfer off the play fake, looking. He's got a man open, completes to Dave Moore inside the 20. Tim Houghton brought him down. But now the Bucs look to be clicking. Things going their way, capitalizing on mistakes by the Eagles.
Dave Moore is a guy that's always fooling everybody. This is his 8th year in the league, and I saw him down the field before the game. I said, "You're still stealing, huh?" He says, "You better believe it." He never expected to make it. He was been a fullback. He's been an H-back. Now he's the starting tight end.
Alstad on first down, bust through inside the 10. He's got a first down. Brian Dawkins tripped him up. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. Alstad running with power in today's game. It's first and goal for the Bucs. That's Patrick Haight shifting. Warwick Dunn carrying, cuts back inside, gets down around the 6-yard line. Alstad has carried 7 times for 38 yards in the game.
You know, when they get down in this territory, you know, they run the power O, which we just saw. They'll lead Alstad. If they can't punch it in with Alstad, what they like to do down here is they like to get Dave Moore or one of their tight ends, Dave Moore or Haight, fake the block, fake like they're run blocking, then they slip them out after they block, and the linebacker is usually filling on the play action pass, and the tight end's wide open.
Mike Caldwell is in for James Darling at the left linebacker spot. Patrick Haight goes in motion. Second and goal from the 7.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
He's throwing through the hands, a little too high, intended for Dave Moore, but he got big pressure on the play.
Dave Moore was wide open. The problem was Trent Dilfer had pressure too soon. It's what they like to do, and they're so successful at it because the linebackers come up to respect the run. Watch Moore block.
In for the Eagles. Moore in motion. Dilfer swings it out to Alstad. A little head fake, and he's brought down around the 6-yard line. Covered well by the Eagles. Alan Rossum, the first man there, number 25. Mike Mamula got there, as did Troy Vincent.
You know, and if the Eagles are able to pull off just a field goal, get away with a field goal here, and a fake doesn't ensue, they've done a nice job. I mean, you get the turnover and you hold them to 3 when they're inside your territory. That's good defensive play.
Gramatica will try another field goal. This one, the short variety. It'll be from 24 yards out. And it is good as he hooked it in. There's a flag down on the play. It's against Philadelphia, I believe. Ron Blum talking it over. Checking with Tony Dungy. They would move it to about the 1-yard line if they took the penalty. If they accepted it, it would move the ball down to the 1.
Defense offside, 23. Penalties decline. Field goal is good. Timeout.
Tony Dungy keeps the points on the board. Gramatica's field goal is good. Tampa Bay leads it 13-5. The Buccaneers have led all the way. They took the opening kickoff, 66 yards. And Trent Dilfer hit Bert Emanuel with a 19-yard pass play for a touchdown. Martin Gramatica has kicked 2 field goals here in the second quarter. Eagles have a field goal from Norm Johnson and a safety. Gramatica kicking off. Coming down to Alan Rossum at the 5. Rossum trying to get outside. Stood up by Eric Vance, number 33, and then swarmed under across the 25-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline to Brian Baldinger.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I'm down here on the Tampa Bay sideline, and that was the first turnover of John Lynch's interception last series of the season. And for Tony Dungy, he's predicated his entire career on forcing turnovers, and better about it right now.
Yes, they do. Thanks, Brian. Eagles from their own 26th. You heard the boos from the crowd as Doug Peterson took the field. Deuce Staley pushes his way forward up to the 30-yard line. And a little after the whistle, pushing and shoving. Damian Robinson, former Eagle, involved.
Well, you know what all that pushing and shoving is about? Is the one thing in this offense is those wide receivers block you, Sam. They come down into the middle of the pile and they get after those safeties. They get after the linebackers. Charles Johnson, Nay Brown, all those guys. I mean, they're taught, that's one thing. They're going to be in the midst of a running play blocking.
3 wideouts in for the Eagles. Staley carries up to about the 33-yard line. 6 carries, about 18 yards for Deuce Staley. Shelton Quarles in on the tackle with John Lynch. Warren Sapp, who said he missed only 3 plays on defense last week in a very hot Tampa Stadium.
And he said when he was on the sidelines for those 3 plays, he's saying to himself, what in the heck am I doing over here? And they got Booger McFarland, 92, their first-round draft choice. He's in the game.
He had 18 plays last week. They want to get him reps. They think he's going to be a good one. 3rd down and 3. Peterson tripped up. Marcus Jones, number 78. Got there, got him by the ankle, and took him down for the sack.
Well, take a look at to keep him parallel with the line of scrimmage.
Landetta's 3rd punt, first return for Jacquez Green. And he's taken down. The flag comes in late. Barry Gardner, the rookie out of Northwestern, who's played well on specials, made the tackle. We'll check out the flag. Looks like a holding against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Holding on the return.
The field judge lost his hat.
A little over 3 minutes to go in the first half. With the Bucks leading 13-5.
Al Jory's got to find his hat. Now, a lot of times those officials, if they have a double foul, they'll throw the flag down and then their hat.
Number 20 of the receiving team. 10 yards from the end of the run.
He might be put in a food order, Sam. It's getting around halftime.
Yeah, you got one in already?
He got it in.
Bucks from their own 23. Jacquez Green in motion. Toss to Warwick Dunn. Cuts it back. And the Eagles have it covered. William Thomas, who has the longest tenure of any pro athlete here in Philadelphia right now. This is his 9th year with the Eagles.
Watch this defense, Sam. Look at the guys up front here. Look at them. Look at all of them. It's first down. It's
2nd and 10 for the Bucks. Short drop. Dilfer in trouble.
I wonder if he learned from last week.
And he dives for the first down.
And he learned from last week.
Yes, he did. He hauled it down. He didn't wildly throw it.
2 Eagles down on the play.
Hugh Douglas is one.
Shows the different emotions in this game, that's for sure.
3rd and short. Looks like the Eagles jumped off. The Eagles now have shuffled their defensive line.
97 defense. 5 yards by measurement. It's a first down.
That's one of the guys that has replaced the injured player. Hollis Thomas went out. Mark Wheeler, 8th-year man out of Texas A&M, played for New England, came over as a free agent. There's Hugh Douglas. Oh, and that looks bad. As they continue down for the Bucks. You've got 4 wide receivers in, and Warwick Dunn the lone setback. Dilfer gets time and goes deep. Way down the field. And it is intercepted by Troy Vincent. Gets away from Jacquez Green. Vincent picks up a couple of blocks. Ran into his own man, still on his feet. Great play by Troy Vincent. Back up to the 45-yard line. And the Eagles, with the turnover, have a chance to get something going here. Hassan Dilfer, 4th interception for the Eagles defense.
Yeah, I think he hurt his hand. I think when he tried to come down and make the tackle, I think Dilfer hurt his thumb.
At the 45, the play fake by Peterson. Being rushed and chased, and he runs out of bounds. Hardy Nickerson. Shelton Quarles was the first man with pressure. Nickerson chased Peterson out of bounds.
Right, Dilfer
Goes to Deuce Staley, who cuts it back nicely. Deuce to the 45-yard line. Looks like he may have enough for a first down for the Eagles. Damian Robinson.
I'll tell you what, Andy Reid has called himself a fine offensive game. He's keeping this Bucs defense on their heels. not on their toes. He is taking away their speed and their aggressiveness.
Eagles have 2 timeouts remaining. Here's Staley, nothing there. Good play inside by the Bucs. Hardy Nickerson, the middle linebacker. Now the Eagles look like they'll use a timeout.
Philadelphia. 10 team timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
1:05 to go in the first half, and there is Andy Reid.
You know, he has a plan with
In there, he's able to handle the offense. It's second down for the Eagles. Peterson gets rid of it to Staley. The leading receiver for the Eagles last season slips some tackles, gets down to the 30-yard line. What an effort by Deuce Staley.
Call a timeout here. Andy wants the timeout. I'll tell you, we were talking about the play calling. We were talking about what they're doing offensively.
5 yards. Sprained knee is the word on Hugh Douglas from the Eagles sideline. Earlier, Dietrich Gell sprained an ankle. He's doubtful to return. Eagles are out of timeouts. 53 seconds to go in the first half. From the 31, quickly outside, Damian Douglas. Good tackle by Brian Kelly on the play.
Oh, that was a heck of a tackle by Kelly. Just hung on to his shoestring, but that shoestring, Sam, was enough for the other cavalry to come in and clean up the mess. Because had he not made that
3 wide receivers in for the Eagles. Staley in the backfield. Peterson over the middle, completes to Broughton, the tight end. And he's brought down at the 12-yard line. Clock running, no timeouts for Philadelphia. Ball was taken away by Ronde Barber, but after the whistle, Ronde, he says, Ronde's down the field. He wants to go in for a touchdown.
he better get back on sides quick, because they're putting a new ball out there for play.
And the clock has been stopped here for the set. Now they put it back in motion. And Peterson spikes it and stops the clock with 23 seconds.
People are booing. What the heck are they booing about? That's a smart play. They're out of timeouts. He's stopping the clock, giving him a chance.
Good moves by Peterson. He's done a good job bringing the team down the field here after the interception by Troy Vincent.
Boy, it's been a nice drive. That's one thing they didn't do last week, is to drive. See Luther Broughton, who just came off the field. What a nice job in the middle of that Bucs defense, getting separation off of Hardy Nickerson, the linebacker, on that last pass.
Now they have Turner and Staley in the backfield. 2 wide receivers right. Peterson looking, throwing, threw it away. Damian Douglas was deep in the end zone.
And Peterson wanted to go to him fast. He wanted to go to him right away, and then he held the ball. The second guessed himself, and as he held it, he saw Lynch coming, and that's when he threw it away. He had Damian Douglas.
Ball on the 11-yard line. It's 3rd and 10 for the Eagles with 19 seconds remaining.
One of the things Andy talked to us about is the timing between the quarterbacks and the receivers being open when the quarterback's set to throw.
Play fake. Peterson throwing to Turner. He's hit, knocked down at the 10-yard line. Now they've got to get the field goal kicking unit out.
9 seconds. 8.
Can they get it off? Peterson is set. Where's the kicker? Johnson's coming out. They may not get this off. 1 second. They got it down. The kick is up. And it is
no good.
No good. What a blunder by the Eagles. Norm Johnson never got out on the field in time.
Fans are letting them know about it. The kicker did not know that they couldn't kill the clock. They thought they had 1 play left and to kill the ball. They couldn't do it.
Halftime. Bucs lead the Eagles 13-5. Where Tampa Bay is leading Philadelphia 13-5. A strange finish to the first half of the Philadelphia Eagles. The field goal kickers were warming up. Norm Johnson and David Akers. The Eagles finally drove deep into Tampa Bay territory with no timeouts remaining on 3rd down. They threw a screen to Kevin Turner, but he was nowhere near the sideline, couldn't get out of bounds. Time was winding down, and Norm Johnson was late getting on the field. Peterson was set. Johnson arrives late. The ball is snapped with 1 second remaining, and Johnson misses the field goal attempt. He goes off with Doug Peterson checking the time on the clock. A bad mistake for the Eagles. We'll find out head coach Andy Reid's explanation when we come back.
What happened with the kicker?
Somehow he disappeared on us. I'm not sure exactly, miscommunication or human error, I'm not sure, but he needs to be there and he needs to be in the game. It was loud and clear what was going on.
Andy, anything different here in the second half? Happy with the way the offense is driving the ball right now?
Well, we're moving it. We got to get it in the end zone. That's important right here, and we've got the ball up first. We're going to give it a whirl.
Good luck, Andy.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks very much, Brian. We're getting set to start the second half. Martin Gramatica to kick off. Coming back to Allen Rossum 1 yard deep, and they decide not to run it out. All right, so the Eagles take a touchback. How about what will a play like that do for the Eagles? Can they regroup, or you think they might regress because they might be flustered?
Oh, they're going to have to regroup. It's a 3 points that they need at some point in this mismatch. They need a touchdown. They need a field goal to get back ahead in this contest. What's happening right now, you can hear the crowd noise, is Donovan McNabb is in the game.
The NFL debut of the number 2 pick in the draft this year, the rookie out of Syracuse, Donovan McNabb. And the crowd loves it. And he hands off to Deuce Staley. And Staley with a good hole. Gets across the 30 for a first down. Shelton Quarles the stop.
Sam, another rookie that's in the game is Doug Brzezinski. And that's a guy that we talked to and like. And I want you to watch him on this trap play for Deuce Staley. I mean, he's the guy that pulls. He's a fighter. He'll get in your face. He'll stay after people. Watch number 74. Watch him pull and
Like him too, third-round draft pick. Staley in motion. And McNabb dropped the ball, being rushed, and still trying to make a play. He slipped away. Look at the athleticism of Donovan McNabb. He gets to the 39-yard line.
Guess what? Guess what? He, on that play right there, Sam, you will never be able to start Doug Peterson again because of that play.
From the 38-yard line, Staley maybe a yard on the play. He'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Dietrich Gels is back in the game for the Eagles. Gels, who went down with a sprained ankle in the first quarter, is back.
You know, watch this.
They have to get to the 42 for a first down. Charles Johnson in motion. The play fake. McNabb tosses. First down. Kevin Turner. The first NFL pass reception. The first completion for Donovan McNabb. It goes to Kevin Turner, and it's a first down for the Eagles up at the 46-yard line.
And the fans in Philadelphia have been calling for this guy onto the field since he got here. They don't know who Peterson is. They don't want to know who Peterson is. They took him number 1. They've heard about him in the Big East from playing at Syracuse. They want to see him, and they want him to lead this Eagles offense.
3 wide receivers in and 2 backs, no tight end. To Staley, upended. Good tackle inside by Hardy Nickerson.
Did you see Deuce go up in the air, and his feet were still moving? His feet were running in the air. It looked like a cartoon. That's the kind of motor Deuce Staley has, though. It doesn't matter. Watch what.
Still with 3 wide outs. Nate Brown coming in motion. The play fake. Here comes Sapp. Got rid of it. Dropped by Kevin Turner. Should have been caught.
You're
Sapp,
darn right it should have been.
big pressure on McNabb.
McNabb seems to be able to hold up to this pressure better than Peterson. When he's in there, you see a better response to it. He's more. I mean, that's a Philadelphian right there.
They've got to get to the Tampa Bay 48 for a first down. Johnson in motion. McNabb under pressure. And down he goes. The 4th sack of the game for the Bucs. Warren Sapp has been in on 3 of them.
You know the difference between Sapp and Culpepper? Sapp's faster.
Oh,
that's what it is. Watch these 2 guys work in the middle. And when they get freed up, see, Sapp has the closing speed. Culpepper doesn't.
I see. John Landetta, 4th punt of the game. And the 3rd time Jaquez Green is called for a fair catch. Bucs take over at the 26-yard line. We'll step out for a moment. 47-yard punt. Donovan McNabb makes his NFL debut. 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. Warwick Dunn gets a couple on the play. Steve Martin, number 91, in on the tackle.
You know, it's hard to appreciate sometimes what those guys go through. Now, Sapp and Culpepper, we've been talking about what their battles inside. Watch Steve Martin here. Watch the separation he gets with his hands right there on Mayberry. That's the lockout you need so you can get rid of him as the ball carrier comes. A lot of those guys go unrecognized in what they do in there. It just looks like a big mass of bodies, but there is an art form to it.
On 2nd and 7, Dunn. Nice moves in the hole, and he breaks it outside. Dunn with Brian Dawkins taking him down at the sideline. Almost took it all the way down.
And speaking of art, you just saw it right there. Yeah, that's a Picasso.
Ball spotted at the 42. First down for the Bucs. 28-yard run for Warwick Dunn. A little confusion there between Dunn and Dilfer as they seem to glance off each other on the handoff. Hollis Thomas made the tackle.
I don't know if this
Loss of 2 on the play. There's Allstott shifting. And the delay to Dunn. Taking it outside again with good speed, and Dawkins wraps him up and takes him out at the 31-yard line. But now the emphasis seems to be on Warwick Dunn. Earlier in the game, Allstott was doing most of the carrying. 13-yard pickup.
And you know what's real interesting is that both of those scoots, if you will, when he got in the backfield, when he got the ball in the backfield, both of those scoots went where Hugh Douglas was, Sam. Hugh Douglas is not there. Both the times he started outside to the left. And now the first one he cut all the way back cross field to the right, but he's starting out to the left where Hugh Douglas isn't there as a force.
There's Hape shifting. Allstott had a little trouble controlling the ball, but gets a couple on the play. Right now, with the exception of the safety, this game is going according to plan offensively for the Bucs.
Well, you look at the points and you look at what Tampa Bay's doing, they grind the ball. And in order for, if Trent Dilfer wants to be great, he has to do this to offense. Don't do anything else, because every time they try to give him the reins, he runs those horses right off a cliff. It's the truth. It's a sad truth, but this offense is very productive, and he can be a great quarterback in the NFL if he plays within the frameworks of this offense.
It's Allstott right up the middle, and he bursts through. Allstott down to the 16-yard line. And now it's all running game for the Bucs.
They think they've got to get the ball downfield. They've got to stretch the field. They need more speed outside. They get Riddell Anthony. They get Jaquez Green. And then all of a sudden, they get away from their bread and butter. They are good when they run.
Allstott again running. This time he stopped. Allstott has run for 53 yards. Dunn has run for 68 yards.
If you want to win and you're a Tampa Bay coach, this is what you have to do. Look at last week's selections. 38% rushes last week, 62% pass. It's vice versa this week, Sam. And the thing of it is they want to put the ball in the runner's hands, not the quarterback's hands. And pick their passes for Trent. The play action, to Dave Moore, slant patterns, things like that. He's good at that off the run.
Eighth play of this drive. Allstott shifts back. 2nd and 11. Dilfer gets rid of it to Allstott with room. Nice move. He goes to the end zone. Touchdown. A terrific drive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And another missed tackle by Al Harris. He's missed a couple in this game. He's had a pass interference.
And last week, he had the roughing the passer call that kept the Arizona Cardinals drive alive to have him score a touchdown.
The former Buck, Al Harris, who's been starting in place of Bobby Taylor.
Sam, just what we were talking about on that series, on that play right there, classic Tampa Bay Bucks. It was a play action fake. They brought the linebackers up, dumped the ball off to the back in the flat, let Allstott or Dunn run over or around people.
The snap was fumbled by Royals, and the extra point try is no good. So the Eagles will get the ball back. Mike Allstott going in off the pass reception, 74 yards, and that whole drive belonged to Warwick Dunn and Mike Alstott with the final play. Trent Dilfer chipping in with a pass.
Well, watch when they come. They come with an all-out blitz. Tampa Bay had the right call on sliding it back out into the flat.
On that drive, Warwick Dunn carried 4 times for 43 yards and Alstott 3 times for 24. Awesome, 4 yards deep. We'll take a knee.
Well, there was a pass there, too.
Yeah, right at the end.
That pass. Yeah, we have to include him in there.
Absolutely.
That's what he's good at.
Bucks lead it 19-5. Hughes comes out for his second series, and the speed of Dietrich Gels, the former NCAA sprinter, comes out to the right side. He's back in, suffered a sprained ankle in the first half. Eagles from their own 20, Deuce Staley. And he stopped. Hardy Nickerson having a very active game. Derek Brooks there as well. Hardy Nickerson missed 6 games at the end of last season. He said he thought he was dying with the pericarditis.
He had the pericarditis, he had virus in his heart, and you know he missed the last 6 games, and he came back. He says every day is like a holiday now, and that he enjoys every little thing that he took for granted. He thought it was over. Pain shooting down his left arm. I get that daily.
McNabb waiting, nobody open. And he threw it intended for Deuce Staley. It's incomplete, and he took a big hit from Warren Sapp again. Warren Sapp.
You know, I talked to Warren yesterday, and I said, you know what, you've got to be living life pretty good, Warren, to have your first 2 games and you're playing against 2 rookies. Last week is Luke Pettigrew. This week it's Brzezinski. He says, yeah, I thought about that. Things must be going pretty darn good for me. He said his wife's going to have a baby here in March, and it's a baby boy. He found out the other day, and he took a sonogram and pinned it up on his locker and put baby quarterback killer underneath it.
There you go.
That man's intense.
3 wide receivers in. Luther Broughton, the tight end. McNabb rolling. And running. Did he get to the first down marker? He did. The fans cheer. Did he? Let's see there. Let's see where that spot is.
I think they're marking that in front of it. They sure did.
No, they didn't give him the first down. It looked like he had gotten right to the 30-yard line, but he comes up inches short. Look at this spot. Vendetta kicks this one deep. Jacquez Green will return from the 26. And he's tripped up as he got across the 35, falls forward to the 37. 44-yard punt for Landetta. Donovan McNabb taken down by Warren Sapp. He's welcoming him to the NFL. On first down, Dave Moore. Tried for the reception, but it's incomplete.
Oh, yeah, boy, was Dave Moore wide open on that play, Sam. Dilfer just terribly underthrew him. 83, you see at the top of the screen. No one in sight. He bounces one to him.
Yep. 2nd and 10 for the Bucks at their own 37. I'm almost surprised they came out passing the ball. With the lead, you look for them to just control it with a run. Here's Warwick Dunn, able to wriggle up to the 39-yard line for a couple of yards.
The reason they had to do that is because they've been stacking the line on first down. A lot of 8-man fronts, blitzing the safety, trying to blow things up with the linebackers, because they're showing that power eye run game on first down, giving a strong tendency to it and enabling the defense to try to attack it more aggressively. You want to try to get them out of that.
4 wide receivers in as they go to the shotgun on 3rd and 8. They've got to get to the 47-yard line, and they hand it off inside of Warwick Dunn. And he gets across the 45, but he's short of a first down. Time for an NFL update for that. Let's go to the Fox Television Center to JB.
Sam and Bill. Take a look at this trips right tight formation by the Skins. Brad Johnson on the crossing pattern to Michael Westbrook. He takes it in the pay dirt. Sam and Fitness Bill. I don't think the Skins can blow this lead. 43-14. Back to Sam Rosen. Bill Moss.
Well, just as long as they don't get into that prevent defense. And JB, what in the heck do you know about trips right tight? Why are the boys helping you out there?
Mark Royals' second punt. Norv Turner has got himself a quarterback. Brad Johnson is his kind of guy. They are just lighting it up in New York. Royals got pressure. Good high kick. Rossum waits for a fair catch, and it bounces out of bounds. And their flags go down. 4.8 seconds hang time for Mark Royals. Was there interference with a fair catch? Let's see what the call is. Ron Blum, the referee, comes over. 48-yard punt for Mark Royals.
Fair catch interference. 95 of the kicking team. 15 yards. First down. Timeout.
Two tight ends in. Weaver and Broughton. McNabb with time. Throws. Overthrows Dietrich Jells. Donovan McNabb 1 for 4 thus far. Here's John McLaughlin, the rookie out of California. He's still upset with that penalty call.
Look, animated about it too. And look who he's talking to. He's talking to the kicker, Gramatica. Gramatica barely speaks English. He speaks Spanish, Sam. You know you have nobody else to plead your case to when you're talking to a Spanish-speaking kicker.
He knows he'll give him sympathy. Broughton in motion. The play fake. McNabb slips the tackle and goes down. Brooks got enough of him to trip him up.
No habla inglés. No habla. No habla inglés.
Martin has been there long enough. He went to K-State. He knows what he's saying. Eagles now go with 3 wideouts. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
You know, as far as McNabb goes, and Andy talking about him playing, he said the one thing he wanted, he says, if Peterson makes some mistakes and they're making blitzes, he goes, I can call him over the sideline, talk to him, and McNabb can be right there learning and doesn't have to see it firsthand.
McNabb with time, deep over the middle, incomplete.
Did you see that arm?
Intended for Nay Brown, and it's incomplete.
Did you see that arm? That was a flick of the wrist. That thing, that was like that. Look out.
Punt number 6 for Sean Landetta. Gets time. It bounces toward the sideline. Took a Tampa Bay bounce and is down by the Eagles. At about the 37, 38-yard line, there's a flag back at the Eagles 35. And we'll check that out. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you joined us late, took the opening kickoff of the game, went 66 yards. A touchdown pass from Trent Dilfer to Bert Emanuel. Emanuel slipping a tackle attempt by Al Harris. And the Bucs have maintained the lead ever since.
Holding 58 of the receivers while the ball was in the air. 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down.
Don Davis, the man called on the hold.
Now, Marciano can't be real happy with his special teams. They had 10 guys out there on the field goal, Sam. There's been penalties. And all that being said, it's not as bad as John Harbaugh's feeling.
Last play, and the field goal kicker, Norm Johnson, got on late. Allstott looking for an opening. Not there. Tim Houck plugged it up quickly. William Thomas there as well.
You know, Sam, you talk about those kickers. You talk about those kickers and not being aware and not there, and everybody else was there. It just goes with my theory that these guys are on a completely different wavelength.
They out on an island
all
somewhere?
the time. Well, look at him right now. There he is. Look at the rest of the team, where they're at, and these two guys are sitting on the bench, like perched up there like a bird.
2nd and 9.
They're a different bird.
Allstott trying to make something out of nothing. Eagles strong play up front. Now, as we get late here and the 2-touchdown lead for the Bucs, looks like they're really getting conservative in their game plan.
Well, there's no need to do anything to disrupt it. Don't why blow themselves up. Continue to do what you do good. And get a base of running the football, because you're going to need that. Now, they've got a tough stretch coming up on the road. You know, they got Denver coming in. They got Minnesota. They've got Green Bay. Teams in their division, a Super Bowl team. They've got to get good at what they do good, and that's run the ball. Why not grind it?
4 wide receivers in. The blitz is on. Troy Vincent wraps up Dilfer and wheels him down. Second sack of the game for the Eagles. Boy, the Eagles come from anywhere and everywhere.
And why not?
Allen Rossum is deep. Here's Royals' third punt of the game. With time, good high kick. Rossum at the 37. Slips a couple, and he's pushed back. Got up to about the 42. 5-yard return. 55-yard punt for Mark Royals. And Joe Marciano liked that.
In there after beating up one. Look at that. Oakland's up.
Oakland ahead of Minnesota. Oakland had a tough loss at Green Bay last week. Green Bay had to come back with a last-minute drive to win it. McNabb hands off to Deuce Staley. Nothing. Good defensive work by the Bucs, who throw him back. Anthony McFarland, the #1 draft pick out of LSU, makes the tackle. The Bucs scored a touchdown, added to their lead at the end of 3 quarters. Tampa Bay 19, Philadelphia 5. Where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a 19-5 lead on the Eagles. As we get set to start the 4th quarter, Bucs have led all the way. Eagles have the ball, 2nd and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Donovan McNabb, who started the second half, making his NFL debut, in trouble, flushed out. Chased by Ahanotu, gets away and picks up a couple on the play.
Out of bounds prior to the pass.
You know, one of the things that Andy Reid was telling us about Donovan and where he is at his progression of learning this offense is he understands the terminology, and it's a very lengthy terminology as far as calling the plays in the huddle. He understands the formation and getting them lined up well. He's just a little right now behind on his reads. He sees 1 and 2, but if that's not there, and he's got to take off and run with it. Now, that is an asset that he is able to be that mobile, but he's not seen 3 and 4 yet.
Has to get to the Bucs 46 for first down. McNabb throws too high, incomplete. John Lynch almost intercepted the pass intended for the tight end Jed Weaver.
And you know, and some nerves too, you know, and some young nerves. He's in there for the first time. You see, he throws a hot ball. That thing comes out hard. We've seen it 3 times now. He's overthrown his receiver.
3 consecutive drives have been 3 and out now for the Eagles. See the numbers on McNabb. Here's Sean Landetta to kick again. Punts it away. Good high kick. Jaquez Green watches it bounce in the end zone. Bounces out and is a touchback. 14:08 to go. 4th quarter. The Bucs with a 19-5 lead. Go on offense. Trent Dilfer, they've tried to take the pressure off him. He's thrown only 12 times in the game. Meanwhile, Dunn has carried 17 times and all-star 12. The play fake. Dilfer with time. Deep, way down for Jaquez Green. It's intercepted by Brian Dawkins. Dawkins returning, trying to get outside. Across the 40. And out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And Trent Dilfer seems to reinforce what happens when he throws the ball deep.
Look at Trent over there with Tony.
He's upset about something.
Tony Dungy's out on the field. Look at him. He's trying to find someone that'll listen. He's going over to the officials. He was out there talking to Al Jury, the field judge.
Are they looking for an interference call? Dilfer irate. Tony Dungy upset, pleading his case to Ron Blum, the referee. Second interception on Trent Dilfer today, 5th in 2 games. And the return 37 yards. What happened here, Bill?
Well, take a look. This is what they're all over him. Troy Vincent, the pushing, the shoving, broke his route. I mean, there's still contact downfield. They're wrestling each other out there while the ball's in the air. Watch. The ball's up in the air right here. Bang, it's up, and they're still wrestling each other down on the sideline.
Yeah, unquestionably a penalty.
And you're not allowed, Sam, beyond 5 yards to be jostling with the receiver. You can't have your hands all over him.
No call. Eagles in good field position. McNabb being pressured. Dropped the football. And the Eagles have it back. Culpepper and Nickerson. Big-time pressure on Donovan McNabb. And Steve Everett, the center, able to recover the fumble. Ball spotted back at the 32-yard line. Brian Dawkins' return with the interception was 37 yards. Dawkins' second interception of the season. Eagles have to get to the 17 for a first down. And McNabb steps back, calls timeout. 19-5, Tampa Bay leading it, 13-11 to go. On call of what Tony Dungy thought was an interference.
Oh, they should. Look, there's a contact. He's all over him. And that's not incidental contact going down the field. And the second it happened, except he's showing him. Trent goes right over to Tony and tell him.
Second down for the Eagles. At the Bucs 32. McNabb dumps it off to Kevin Turner. He spins away from one man and is brought down just inside the 30-yard line. Derek Brooks in on the tackle. Breaks a streak of 5 consecutive incomplete passes by Donovan McNabb. The Bucs were credited on the sack on the previous play. They now have 5 sacks in the game. Culpepper with 1.5. Sapp with 2.5.
Yeah, those two guys. That's when it's fun. You know, and if you play for Monty Kiffin's defense, you're going to have a good time. I mean, he's such an animated character himself. And he gets the most out of these guys, and they're flying around. It's just fun. How can you not have fun when you have 5.5 sacks between your down linemen?
McNabb in trouble. That's a big crowd around him. He's brought down at the 33-yard line. Chidi Ahanatu and Steve White take him down.
Did I say 5.5? I meant 6.5. Steve White, who was a Philadelphia Eagles linebacker. He was here. Ray Rhodes drafted him in the 5th round, number 94. Watch him continue to work on Trey Thomas. Keeping his feet working, never stopping on the play. He falls down once, gets back up. And sometimes that's what you have to do.
All right, Norm Johnson has gotten on the field in time here. This officially is a 50-yard field goal attempt. It's on the way, and it's going to come up short. Well, Akers has the stronger leg. Johnson hit a 50-yarder in preseason, but this one comes up short. And the Eagles fail to capitalize on the good field position.
Well, you know, their kicker or the decision, the mishap of not getting him on the field, or the decision not to go with Akers there, the longer field goal kick, that's cost them 6 points, Sam.
Yep. There's David Akers, first-year man. Ball spotted up near the 41-yard line. The Bucs have run for 139 yards in the game. And don't add to that total on a good tackle on Warwick Dunn.
Timmy Houck, 45 up there, and that's the first down tendencies, you know, Sam. And they stack the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are running downhill. They're not flowing side to side. They can attack that offensive line, get the push. Safety comes up in support. And that's why we've been seeing these first down passes. When you have the lead like this in your Tampa Bay, you have to find a way to back that defense off.
2nd and 11. Gilfer pitches to Dunn, and he's in trouble. Good play by James Darling. Troy Vincent gets there to finish it off.
You know, the one thing that Jimmy Johnson, the man right there, who came from Seattle, defense coordinator for the Eagles, he wants his linebackers to attack across the line of scrimmage.
And Warwick Dunn, who was tackled on the play, limped to the sideline. Here's 3rd and long. They've got to get to the 49 of the Eagles for first down. Allstott busts a couple of tackles, gets up to the 41, and again, conservative style for the Bucs, playing here not to make a mistake.
Well, the interception, and you think right away about last week, and you've seen them on their passing situations. You've seen their passing game break down. Nothing's been real productive in their passing game, Sam. Not the 4 wide receivers set, 3 wide receivers set, not the shotgun. It's all been play action pass that's been successful.
Royals kick. Rossum steps up at the 20-yard line. And he's brought down. Good coverage on the play by the Bucs. 39-yard punt. And the Eagles go on offense from the 20-yard line with 9:43 to go in the 4th quarter. In Philadelphia, where the Eagles have had trouble mounting much offense against a very tough Tampa Bay defense.
Well, you know, they haven't been able to get the ball outside. They haven't been able to stretch the ball down the field at all with their wide receivers. Normally, that's what you like to do with those guys. Get it to them, let them make yards.
Doug Peterson played the first half. McNabb in the second half, wrestled down by Chidi Ahanotu.
And that doesn't help much either.
Sack number 6 in the game.
7.
7? Let's update that. That's 7. I'm sorry. My apologies.
You know
I lost
what?
count.
Hey, you know, I don't, because I'm a defensive lineman. You know, hey, sacks are precious. You get them by hook or crook, it doesn't matter. You remember each and every one of them.
Back to the 11-yard line. Eagles with 3 wideouts. Deuce Staley in the backfield. You haven't been able to run consistently. Staley. McNabb gets out of trouble. He'll run. And he's got a first down. Now, right now, at this stage of his career, and he's a baby in his NFL career, this guy can run the ball, that's for sure.
Hey, he needed about 15 yards. I think he ran for 20. Watch Sapp close in on him. He sees Sapp, and he takes off. And that's one thing that you'll never be able to account for. Hey, he'll learn the offense. He'll learn where the 1 receiver is, the 2 receiver, the 3 and 4 his reads. But he has that ability to get out of the pocket and get away from a rush and turn nothing into something. Heck,
21
yard.
You have to
love that.
Yeah, 21-yard pickup. McNabb pressured, going deep. For Dietrich Gels, it's knocked away. He and Rondé Barber went up for the ball. Good coverage on the play by Rondé Barber. Boy, this guy's got a strong arm.
You know, he just a flick of the wrist and it comes out hot.
I thought it was interesting to hear Andy Reid say that even had he had the #1 pick overall, he still would have chosen Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, he said that he took those 5 quarterbacks and threw them all up on the board. And he'd come in early in the morning, he'd watch film of these guys and watch them. And he said he'd reshuffle all the configurations on which guy. This week he thought this guy was better. Next week he thought this guy was better. But he said Donovan McNabb never removed from #1. He always had him #1. The other guys all changed. He was #1.
Blitz coming. Lynch.
That's why.
Dab slips away, and now they've got him. John Lynch with the big pressure on the blitz. Let's go to JB for an update right now.
Sam and Bill, Stephen Alexander set up the first couple of touchdowns for Washington. Here on the receiving end, 27-yard pass play from Brad Johnson. 50-14, Washington on top. Hey, Sam, tell Bill, for 7 years I did play-by-play of NFL, although the games only went to the homes around the stadium. Back to you guys.
So he did know the trip right tight.
There you go. Now, how about that NFC East? That's wide open, and the Redskins are stepping up. Look like they'll be a force.
On fire. Not getting fired. Nobody's getting fired over there. They're on fire.
That's going to be a good win for Norv Turner. Dump off to Deuce Staley. Bucs wrap him up across the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th down and another punt. What's this like for Donovan McNabb, Bill?
Well, you know, I think he's feeling the pressures of trying to make something happen, and he wants to make something happen. But at the same time, they're in the 4th quarter here. There's 7 minutes to go in the game, and they're calling pass plays, and he's not getting the protection. You've got to block that Tampa Bay Bucs front if you're going to give yourself an opportunity to be successful at quarterback.
8th punt for Sean Landeta. This one is short. It takes a Philadelphia bounce and goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 6:58 to go, 4th quarter, and the Bucs maintaining the 14-point lead. Tony Mayberry is out with a groin strain. On the left, Kevin Doggins, the #1 backup at both guard positions and at center, is now in to snap at the center position for Tampa Bay. Doggins, a third-year man out of Texas A&M Kingsville. Bucks from their own 27, leading by 14. They've led all the way. Allstott straight ahead, got about 3, maybe 4 on the play. Bucks defense has been strong with 8 sacks in the game. Allstott has had a solid game rushing the ball, as has Warrick Dunn.
And you talk about those sacks, Sam. 7.5 of those sacks out of the 8 came from the front 4. Sapp, Culpepper, Ahanotu, and Jones. And that's when it's fun. You know, you don't have to blitz. You don't have to create a lot of special things and fabricate a rush. You can get it from your 4 down guys.
Allstott and Dunn in the backfield. It's Jaquez Green in motion. Bert Emanuel has gone to the sideline with a bit of a hamstring problem. Dunn gets up to the 36-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline to Brian Baldinger. Let's see what he's thinking right now. Brian?
Hey, Bill, this is a defensive lineman's dream right now. There's blood in the water, and that D-line of Tampa Bay right now is teeing off. It's fatiguing and exhausting Donovan McNabb. He comes off the field the last 6 or 7 series. He takes a knee on the sideline. He's surrounded by Doug Peterson and Coy Detmer and the quarterback coach Brad Childress. They feed him the water, but he never makes it all the way to the bench. Now, there could be more exhaustion coming as this offense is now going to go to a hurry-up mode the rest of the game, so they're going to call all the signals right at the line of the scrimmage. Sam?
Thanks, Brian. Saw the measurement, coming up a few inches short. McNabb 3 for 9. He's run the ball well. He's been sacked 5 times. Making his first appearance, Warren Sapp, 2.5 sacks in the game, and several rushes and hits on the quarterback. Another strong game for Warren Sapp. Here's 3rd and inches. Straight ahead goes Dilfer, and he's a big man at 6'4", 225.
You know, Sam, I bet you didn't know this, but last year in the NFL, of all running backs and everybody combined, on 3rd and 1, Trent Dilfer had the best success rate of picking up first downs of all running backs and everybody in the NFL.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's one thing he was really good at. Of course, he was weighing 240 pounds then, and he could just bowl his way forward. He's going to have to be careful now that he's the new trim guy at about 210, 215.
First down for the Bucks. Allstott shifting. And Dunn carrying. Short pickup. Last season, the Bucks were 2-6 on the road. 8-8 overall. They feel they have to be a lot better. Obviously, they need improvement on the road. They came here to Philadelphia, and they've taken the crowd out of the game by getting the lead and then just running the ball and slowing the game to their pace.
There's nothing worse than a slow death in the NFL. And a slow death is when your defense can't stop a rushing attack. You just sit there and they gain yards, they gain first downs, they chew up the clock, and you're not in control of the game.
Jaquez Green to the left, Carl Williams to the right, and Warrick Dunn up the middle. It's a few on it, keeps going up to the 45-yard line. Good effort by Warrick Dunn.
For instance,
the Eagles haven't played a bad game defensively.
No, and I think that's the fact that they've just had to do a lot the last 2 weeks. You know, they're a good defense. They have some young guys in the linebacker position that are exciting. They have a tough time creating a pass rush, but they can't be on the field a lot. Their offense has to sustain drives better. They've gotten a little bit better at it today, but they need to take these drives and get points at the end of the drives. Next, Sam.
Under 4 minutes, clock running. You see Trent Dilfer's thrown the ball only 13 times in the game. He'll put it up here and completes to Allstott for a first down. Big game for Mike Allstott.
It's one of their best plays.
Reception.
Without a doubt, one of their best plays. You run the ball, and then you play action back out to the flat or the tight end in the middle of the field. That's where they've got great success.
And Allstott trying to get to the sideline, get that shoe fixed. Now he gets off. 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Bucs will go home to take on the Denver Broncos next week before going on the road to Minnesota and Green Bay. Here's Dunn carrying. Gets down to the 40-yard line.
You know, we talked about Philadelphia Eagles not getting the balls downfield to their wide receivers. And on the other side of it, Tampa Bay only has the ball to their wide receivers twice. 2 times today. Look where the ball has been passed to today. Only 2 completions out to the wide receiver. But look at it, the tight end, running backs. That's where the balls are going. But the whole thing is, look at the total. Yeah. What have they gone? They've already thrown 15 times.
Dilfer on second down. Warwick Dunn, nothing there. He's pulled back by William Thomas. Loss on the play.
Looked like he was one of those little bulldogging things. You know, at the rodeo, where you grab the calf and pull him upside down and rope his legs.
2-minute warning with Tampa Bay leading 19-5. Bucs on 3rd and 9. And it's Mike Alstott carrying. Short pickup. Alstott has carried 14 times in the game. Warwick Dunn has tied a career high with 24 carries in the game.
And I think it's better suited in here, you know, with the turf. A little jitterbug guy. He gets us moving. Now 3rd down and 9, and they hand the ball off in the middle, Sam. That's just showing you they're playing to their defense. Punt the ball, pin them down there against their goal line, and make them go the long field against that great defense.
No mistakes, just win the game. Andy Reid looking out. His team scored a field goal in the first quarter, had a safety, and 1 point trailing 7-5. Had a chance to get close late in the first half, but failed when their field goal kicker, Norm Johnson, didn't get on the field in time.
And then again on the field goal, it was a 50-yarder. They had a bad decision. They should have gone with Akers, who's the long kicker.
Philadelphia, where the Tampa Bay Bucs are set to punt. Just under 2 minutes remaining. And Trent Dilfer is having
you know, he was just showing
good time on the side.
I'll tell you what, he was just showing him. I just pulled the monkey off my back. I got a game. We got through a touchdown pass. And it's a load off his back.
Yep. The Bucs have run the ball well. Mark Royals set to punt here with Allen Rossum deep. The Eagles, who have not won a road game in over 2 seasons, will go on the road their next 2 games at Buffalo next Sunday and the following Sunday in New York to meet the Giants. Royals being rushed, gets away a high kick. Rossum lets it bounce. It goes through the end zone for a touchback. For the Eagles, offensively, they have struggled. They'll take over with 1:50 to go when we come back. Back in Philadelphia, the Eagles quickly to the line, and McNabb completes to Charles Johnson. No huddle offense here for Philadelphia. They trail 19-5. McNabb's 4th completion, 4 for 10. Eagles have only 1 timeout remaining. McNabb gets rid of it quickly. It's deflected, almost intercepted by Donnie Abraham. Here's Donnie Abraham, 4th-year man out of East Tennessee State. Had only 1 interception last year, 5 in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. Last year, the turnovers were down for the Tampa Bay defense.
And they started off in the hole this year as well. They were -5 in the turnover ratio coming into this game.
They'll be minus again because of the interceptions. McNabb, Sapp all over him. 3rd sack, 3rd full sack for Warren Sapp. 3.5 in the game. And boy, he is doing the victory dance.
Well, before the season, the offenses of both the Giants and the Eagles.
He had 7 sacks all of last season. Already has 4.5 in the first 2 games.
That must be jelly, because jam don't shake like that, Warren. That's an ugly dance, bro.
He is a happy guy, though. Landetta, low kick. Wonder if his leg is getting tired. His kicks have gotten lower and lower as the game has gone along. That was number 9 for him. 44 seconds to go. Next week, Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Redskins in New York again, where they're beating up on the Giants today. They'll meet the Jets. Atlanta's at St. Louis. Doubleheader game. Pat Summerall and John Madden bring you Minnesota at Green Bay. And we're going to get you over to Detroit for the conclusion of that Green Bay-Detroit game, which has just under 8 minutes to go, and Detroit leading Green Bay 20-15. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen are there. We're going to get you there as soon as this game is over. Artie Nickerson had a quiet return last week, a much better game this week. Another solid game for the Bucs defense. Bucs defense has only given up 3 points today. The offense gave up 2 more on the safety. Another strong effort for Andy Reid. A big rebuilding job. The fans got what they wanted. Donovan McNabb in the game.
That's an amazing
look at that stat.
start.
Final seconds of this one. We're sending you momentarily to Detroit for the conclusion of the Lions Green Bay Packers game. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen standing by. We'll have full coverage from the studio with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris. Scores and highlights. And that's a happy Tony Dungy. The Bucs have their first win. Philadelphia is 0-2. The Buccaneers